Hello guys, Robot1 here along with Charmander in the background as always, coming at you with duels and deck profiles. A segment on my channel where I show you a deck that either you guys have voted for to see, a deck that's coming out later on in the game, or a deck that's currently in the game and I feel like, well, really just deserves a deck profile and some duels to show you guys how the deck actually works. And in today's duels and deck profiles, you lot voted for, out of 3 different decks, Melfi, Cleefort and Kozmo, you voted for Kozmo with 58%. There was only 43 votes, but nonetheless 58% of you wanted to see Kozmo. So today we are going to be doing Kozmo, and here's the deck profile. I've been working on it, trying to figure out the ratios that I personally like the best with some of the cards. Like, for instance, I had an issue with figuring out how many Strawman I wanted to run, how many Farm Girl I wanted to run. Tin Can's just a mandatory free of. And I also had kind of things with do I want to play Extravagance or do I want to play Prosperity, or lots of different things that I kind of was thinking about to put in this deck. But I kind of came up with the ratios, figured out what I wanted to do, and in the end, this is the build we got. So let's actually go over the deck profile to show you guys what it basically is. So starting off, we obviously play the free Dark Destroyer. Dark Destroyer is just a really good card where when it's special summoned, I get to destroy a face-up monster on the board, and that's really good because I can pop itself to special summon another Cosmos from the deck, or I can go ahead and pop an opponent's monster to go ahead and get more damage. This is primarily an OTK deck slash control deck, so what you mainly wanting to do a lot of the time is just summon multiple Dark Destroyers or summon multiple big ships to be able to just OTK your opponent pretty easily while having a lot of back row set up so you can go ahead and interrupt your opponent, and Dark Destroyer is perfect for that because not only can it not be targeted, I believe, it can't be targeted by opponent's card effects, but it also just is a free summon slash free pop most of the time as well, which is really, really strong. I also play one Forerunner. I felt like Forerunner was necessary, at least one, because it is technically the deck's life point gain, and this deck has a lot of things that pay life points, such as the Farm Girls pay 500, the Strawman pay 500, the Tin Can pay 500, the Field Spell pays life points. Like, a lot of cards in this deck do pay life points. Hell, we're even playing the Solemn package in this deck as well. So Forerunner is just a really good card to have that sort of life point regen, and having that life point regen keeps us basically on a point where we can keep getting life points, keep coming back into the game, keep using our Kozmo resources, and also keep using our Solemns technically as well, which is just really, really nice. We also play one Slip Rider. Slip Rider is just an MST. We play it because the card's pretty decent. I was kind of 50-50 on the card, on multiples. Like, I kind of wanted to play 2, but then I cut it down to 1, but then I put it to 2 again. But I decided to play 1 because, well, you only really need 1 in the deck. See, the deck has a lot of ways to recur a lot of its resources through stuff like Kozmo Town, being like you can just pay some life points to add the cards back to your hand. If you don't want it in your hand, you're going to go ahead and shuffle it away. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to be wanting to special summon this out from the deck anyway, with something like your Dark Destroyer when it's destroyed, or something like your Forerunner when it's destroyed. So 1 is more than enough, and I don't really feel like I need more than 1 in the deck. Also play one Kozmo Dark Lady. Dark Lady is just actually a really good card. Basically what Dark Lady does is you get to pay 1000 life points to get the activation of a monster and destroy that monster. So if your opponent activates a monster effect, you get to go ahead and negate and destroy. Really good. Only issue is it's level 5, so if you are playing against your opponent and, well, you don't draw any small Cosmos and all you do draw is Kozmo Dark Lady, then you're not going to be able to do anything with Kozmo Dark Lady. So that's one of the issues that I had with the deck, like finding out the ratios to, make sure we can always have a monster on board. But Kozmo Dark Lady is a guaranteed 1 of in this deck, and I wouldn't play less than 1. Next, we also play 2 Farm Girl. Farm Girl was a card that I was going from 1 to 2, 1 to 2 a lot of the time, but the reason we're playing 2 of it is because 2 Farm Girl is absolutely necessary. 1, it's an OTK piece, so if you go ahead and special summon, well, if you go ahead and start with a Farm Girl, attack your opponent directly with Farm Girl, pay the 500 to get the Dark Destroyer, and then special summon another Dark Destroyer, then pop itself to summon another Farm Girl, that means you can get an instant 3k damage there, and it just helps you OTK your opponent a lot easier. And I found Farm Girl at 2 to be really necessary as well, because there's times where, well, you use the first Farm Girl, somehow it gets destroyed because you won't be able to banish it through some means, way, shape, or form, and then you can't really play the game. And seeing as it's just a searcher, it's a consistency card, it does damage, I felt it's a guaranteed 2 of in the deck, but I didn't really want to play 3 though, because I felt like 3 was too much of a brick, because I didn't want to waste my normal summons on it. So 2 just felt like the perfect ratio for me. It's a really good card, it gives you consistency, it gives you OTK potential, but I felt like at 3, it's not that great, because obviously you have to attack your opponent, and if you can't really inflict damage to your opponent, then it's not really doing anything. So I felt like it at 2 was the perfect number. I know I've gone into a big explanation about this, but I felt like 2 was the correct number over 3, even though it's a card that searches, even though it's a card that can help us OTK. 2, I feel like, is the correct number of this card, because in testing, 3 seemed like too much and 1 seemed too little, so 2's the perfect playground for this card in my personal opinion. Next, 2 Strawman. We played 2 of this because, well, 1, it's pay 500, special summon a banished Kozmo, and during the end phase destroy it, so it gives us an additional Kozmo monster to basically do more damage with. And 2, I played this at 1. This card at 1 was terrible. There was a lot of times where I used the first Strawman and then I was able to do nothing because I didn't have another Strawman or a way to get to another Strawman, so I chose to put it to 2, and it's just infinitely better at 2. So C3PO guy right here in Cosmos, it's a 2 off. Next we play our R2D2 looking tin can right here at 3. He's a mandatory 3 of. During the end phase you get to pay 500 life points, reveal 3 Cosmo cards from the deck, and then just go ahead and add one of those to your hand randomly, and the other 2 go to the graveyard. So normally you're going to reveal a Dark Destroyer, a Forerunner, and maybe a Dark Lady. Those are the ones that you would normally reveal, because those are the ones you're typically going to want to get. It's a 3 of. I'm not debating it. You play 3 tin can. We also play 1/1-for-1, summons the tin can from the deck, so not really any big need to explain that. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. As I said, this deck can be a very big OTK deck, so I wanted to play Harpy's Feather Duster as a massive board wipe, just so we can go ahead and throw the OTK deck against control decks a lot easier. 3 Extravagance. Now, I chose to play 3 Extravagance in this deck for a very, very specific reason. Now, Prosperity is all good where you can just go ahead and reveal the top 6 cards in your deck and add one of them to your hand, but the thing with this deck is it really needs those resources. It needs additional cards to be able to guarantee it to play the game, so I wanted to put as many consistency cards in here as possible. And Prosperity is good, don't get me wrong, it's good in a ton of different decks, but Kozmo isn't one of those decks where it needs that specific combo piece to be able to go off, so Extravagance is just infinitely better in this deck because I don't care about my extra deck, so whatever I banish is irrelevant. I get 2 cards for instead of 1, which is infinitely better because, well, those 2 draws are good. That additional card will help you. Like, trust me, if it's a trap card, if it's a Kozmo card, no matter what that additional card is, it's going to be of use. And honestly, banishing 6 cards, as I said, your extra deck is irrelevant, so it means absolutely nothing. We also play 1 Reasoning. Your opponent doesn't call 1, your opponent doesn't call 2, your opponent doesn't call 3, 5, 7, 8. Then you're getting a special 1 from the deck, or if they call it wrong, then you're going to get a free Kozmo monster. So Reasoning is just a really, really nice card in this deck. 1 Monster Reborn. There are times where you will have your monsters in the graveyard because they won't be able to banish. So Monster Reborn is just a good card to revive, like the tin can that you may be in the graveyard, or one of the ships that you send to the graveyard. So you can just get that thing back and then special summon it and get free resources. 1 Emergency Teleport. We're all Psychic monsters. Tin Can Psychic, Farm Girl Psychic, Strawman Psychic. It just allows you to get a free summon from the deck. Easy peasy. 3 Kozmo Town. This card is really, really strong in this deck for a couple of reasons. 1, it's a Kozmo card, so obviously it's going to be used in the deck. But 2, it has multiple different effects. First effect, you target one of your banished Kozmo monsters, add it to your hand from your banish zone, and take 100 damage for each of its levels. So Dark Destroyer 800, Farm Girl 300 damage. Easy. Second, you can reveal any number of Kozmo cards in your hand, shuffle them into the deck, and draw the same number of cards. So if you've got dead Kozmo cards in your hand they can't use, such as you've got multiple ships, or you've got like a Dark Lady they can't use, shuffle those into the deck, draw some new cards. Really useful. And third, if it's destroyed while in the field spell zone, you get to search any Kozmo card from your deck. So it's consistency, it's recyclability, and it's researching when it dies. It's a 3 of in the deck, and I would not play this at less. I did try it at 2, and I felt like 3 was the mandatory number of this card. We also play 3 Impermanence. It's just a good hand trap. I wanted to play some form of hand trap, but monster hand traps weren't really doing it much because I felt like you wanted to play more traps. So keep the Imperm. Imperm works really well. 3 Torrential Tribute, board wipes, absolutely insane, honestly, and especially with Cosmos if you've got big ships on the board, because destroying your own ships means you get more resources in the shape of your Farm Girls, of your Strawmans, of your Tin Cans, of your Slip Riders. So it's just like really, really good TT just because it wipes the board and you get more monsters from your Cosmos. 3 Dogmatic Punishment, because, well, we don't care about extra deck, we have a ton of extra deck space, so fill it up with Unces, Pegasuses, Omegas, and Vegeta, so you can draw, discard, kill opponent stuff, get double pops. Like, card is insane in this deck, so no reason not to play it. 1 Cosmojo. I play 1 Cosmojo because, well, yes, you can destroy a Cosmo ship to banish a card on your opponent's field or graveyard, but I felt like this is a one-of was just correct. Like, I didn't feel like playing it a more than 1 was worth it, because the more than 1 just felt really bricky, and if we opened 2, it just didn't feel really good, and if we didn't open any Cosmo monsters, the card didn't really do anything. So I felt like playing it at 1 was the perfect ratio, just for the fact that, yes, if we do open a Kozmo monster, we can potentially pop that Kozmo monster, such as Dark Destroyer, to go ahead and banish opponent card on the board. But if we don't open that Kozmo monster, then the card is absolutely irrelevant. So I felt like it was a really strong card that you had to play in the deck, but I only wanted to play at 1 for that reason. And then finally, we play Free Solemn Strike and Free Solemn Judgment. These cards are just standard control cards, negate anything, negate summon sachet monster effects. It's like, no reason not to play them. Solemns are great, and in any trap deck, they're going to do really, really well. Especially in Kozmo, where you just set some cards, look at your opponent, stop them from playing the game, then just OTK them out of nowhere. That's literally how the deck goes. But for extra deck, we played 1 Nightmare Cerberus because, well, I had space, so put the Nightmare Cerberus in. It's a discard, destroy special summon monster in your opponent's main monster zone. 2 Fajit. This card is actually really good because of when it's into the graveyard, not only from the field, but from your extra deck, you get to go ahead and draw one and put one back. So send it with the Dogmatica Punishment, you draw a card, it could be one of the little monsters, and then just put back a big ship that you weren't able to use. So just a really decent card there. 1 Nightmare Phoenix for back removal, 1 Nightmare Unicorn for any removal, 1 Black Luster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. We play big ships, so this card is actually really good because if you use a level 7 or higher monster, well, it can't be targeted, and that's just really good, not being able to be targeted, for the fact that, well, I kill your monster, I go up by 15, I banish a card, or I get an additional attack. Really strong card, definitely worth the price tag of 80 something pounds, so really good in the deck. 1 Boros Sword, just for a potential more OTKs, if it ever comes up. 1 Cyber Dragon Nova, along with a Mechaba. These two basically go together because 1, I had space again, and 2, because, well, if I ever go up against a Dogmatica Maximus, I just send the Cyber Dragon to the graveyard and special summon the Mechaba. So it's just a free resource there, which is just really, really nice. 2 Wind Pegasus at Ignista, because, well, when this card is sent to the graveyard, and if your opponent destroys a card destroys one of your cards, then I can target 1 card, I can banish it from the graveyard, and then target 1 card my opponent controls, and shuffle it away. So it basically is, activate Dogmatic Punishment, target your opponent's card, send this to graveyard, then if you kill any of my stuff, your stuff goes as well. It's a good card, it's a pretty decent card, so I run it too. 1 Omega, because, well, it's Omega, it says recycle, so if I ever get to a point where I'm on 1 punishment left, or I need to stop myself from dying, then I can just go ahead and punishment, send the Omega, recycle the punishment constantly, or some other cards as well, to basically have an infinite loop of punishment. 3 Unts, because, well, I want at least 1 in the extra deck, and if Extravagance banishes all 3 of them, then that kind of sucks, so we play the 3. But that is the deck profile. This is what I've been working on. Honestly, it works really well. The ratios work pretty good. I've been very happy with this in testing, and I hope you guys did enjoy the deck profile portion of this video, because I did put a lot of work into this Kozmo deck profile, thinking what ratios, what to put in, how many farm girls should I run, should it be 3, should it be 2, should it be 1? Like, it wasn't easy figuring out that ratio. How do I make it consistent, and all of that stuff. And honestly, I'm really, really happy with what I've come out with in the end with this Kozmo deck profile. But seeing as you've seen the deck profile now, and we've gone into a deep discussion on it, let's actually move over to some duels now, so you guys can see what the deck can do in action. Alright, so first game with the Kozmo deck, let's see what we're doing. We lost the rock, paper, scissors, so not the best. We really did open it going first hand as well, so we can't really stop our opponent anyway. And it seems that he's playing the new Despia deck, so he's playing Albert, Jester of Despia, searching the field spell, which basically is a fusion gate. Okay. So he searches the field spell that's a fusion gate to his hand, and he's going to activate it and probably fusion summon? Yeah, so he fusion summons 3. Oh! And he makes Dark Lord Lucifer. Okay. Interesting. So fairy monsters cannot be targeted. That's cool. During the main phase, you pay 1,000 life points to summon 1 fairy monster from your hand or graveyard. Okay. Interesting. But he doesn't get those effects unless he uses the... You can only use one of the following effects of the first Dark Lord per turn. And only once that turn. No, he can pay the 1,000 life points to summon 3 fairies. That's actually kind of cool. I didn't realize that was a thing. So he pays 1,000, special summons a free card. He got this to be a free summon because, well, when it's used for a fusion material, he gets to summon it back, so that's pretty cool. And he summoned, oh, this is a fairy as well, so he goes ahead and summons Albert as well. And he's going to go ahead and link them into Condemned. Okay. This is actually kind of cool. So he's playing Despia Dark Lords, I guess? Like, this is what? Okay. So he goes ahead and uses Exchange to draw 2. Alright. Uses Contact with Dark Lord Contact, sorry. Probably gonna summon back the Exchange? Yeah, okay. Goes ahead and use Banishment now. Alright. Meaning he gets to search any Dark Lord monster or Dark Lord card. This is cool. Like, this is actually really cool to see. So what does that do? So he adds the Sanctified Dark Lord. And what does that do? So, send one Dark Lord monster from your hand or field to the graveyard as cost. Negate the effect of one effect monster on the field until the end of its turn. And if you do, gain life points equal to its attack. Alright. Interesting, interesting. So, he's basically built a board of Dark Lords. He's got one negate. Okay. He's got a free special summon from this for a fairy. And he adds the fusion spell as well. But does he have... He hasn't got the Morning Star, does he? Has he already used the... He's shuffled back both of the spells. Okay. He's got 3 set cards. So I knew he had that, but I don't know what the other 2 are. No, I know the fusion and I also know the other trap. And we drew the Harpy's Feather Duster. Now, I'm going to be honest, Harpy's Feather Duster here doesn't really do anything, but we're going to go ahead and instantly just start with the Extravagance because we have to do that at the start of our main phase of 1. So we're going to banish 6. He's going to pay 1,000. He's going to summon back maybe the Jester? No, this. Okay, so let me just read this. If a fusion synchro or exceeds link is special summoned, you can target one effect monster on the field and negate its effects until the end of turn. So I don't really do any of that. But we haven't drawn any real way to play the game. What do we have left? We have 2 Unts, Pegasus, and Omega. I guess I start with the Duster, right? Because, like, just getting rid of all his back row just seems like the correct thing to do. So yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so he seems to be thinking. So he's got the fusion spell which he can use. Or the trap, sorry. The fusion trap, which would basically allow him to make another Dark Lord Morningstar. He has the negate trap, which isn't going to do anything now, but he still has full access to them. Because, well... Oh. Okay, so they all went, and he had a super poly too. That could have been deadly, but obviously we have nothing else that we can actually do. So we're just going to set all of these. We'll just go ahead and activate Kozmo Town. Because if he does destroy it, it means that I get a free search, and that can get me to a Kozmo card that could intentionally let me play the game. So essentially let me play the game. So let's see what our opponent does. So he draws a turn. Alright, he's going to use the Despian of Tragedy. So this allows him to get the fusion spell back, the fusion trap back. Okay, so he sets that. Alright. The good thing is right now is that I can Unts. Because I can go ahead and use the punishment, kill the Unts. He's going to go ahead and do this, which just allows him to discard one card and take one dart from his deck and either add it to his hand or send it to the grave. So we're going to strike that. Just stop him from getting resources right now seems to be the way of the game. And doing that stops a lot of his resources. So he's going to go activate Despia Theater. Okay, so he'd probably make another Lucifer, I guess? Huh. Alright. Here's 1,000. That's what I was kind of waiting for as well. Because now that he's paid 1,000, I'm just going to go ahead and... Ooh, what's this? This allows him to add 1 stigma spell. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and TT. Like, wiping his board for 5 is 100% value. So he gets 1 Stigmatica spell or trap, and that is... So this one is, you can discard 1 card, then add to your hand, or special summon 1 Despia. What's this doing right now? So if it faces up non-fusion fairy, you control as destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect. You can target 1 level 8 or higher fusion monster in your arena special summon. Oh, that's free. That's just free real estate, dude. So I'm probably gonna end up taking the 4K to the face then. That sucks. Okay, I now can't use strike. No, I can use strike actually. That was 25, not 50, not 55. But we draw a punishment. Now this is one of the things I ran into while playing the deck, and I'm not gonna like sugarcoat or anything. I knew this was a potential. If you don't draw any of your Kozmo monsters, you're gonna have a hard time because you can draw tons of traps which can get you to them, but it doesn't necessarily mean will have the ability to play the game. So he has the field spell. Can't target other fairy monsters. That's an issue. I reckon what he's going to do is he's just going to attack me, which I'll take the L because it shows that you guys can see what this deck does. But like, this is actually really cool. The Dark World Despian is a really cool looking deck, and he just switches it to defense. Okay. Interesting choice. Like, he has to summon it in defense. So it's not like... Where's he going with this? Where is he going with this? I'm not gonna lie, that field spell actually helped him a lot though. I'm currently just locked from doing majority of what I want to do. If he pays the 1,000, then I can essentially wipe his whole board. But if I do that, then I have to kill this, and then with the Unts, I gotta kill the field spell. He's gonna pay the 1,000, use the contact. I'll allow that. Like, what I want him to do right now is to pay the 1,000 to essentially use this, and then I can Solemn Strike it. That's what I want him to do, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to do it. So, yeah. So, summons the X-Chill. Is there anything that he can actually use? I guess he's got the Fusion Trap. He could also just go ahead and Fusion Summon again, so I can't target any of his stuff. There it is, that's what I wanted to do. Cool. Go away. That's what I wanted. That is definitely what I wanted. Okay, so he's done that. He's probably going to put the Jester in attack. There we go. So, I'm going to go ahead and use Punishment. We're going to pop the X-Chill. Don't want him to have all the X-Chills. Oh no, the X-Chill was incorrect actually. I shouldn't have popped the X-Chill. I might lose now because of that. Oh no, he's going to chain the trap. Yeah, that's GG then. Yeah, that's 100% GG because now he's got the field spell that I can't use. He's got the Morning Star, which is 4K. I don't have enough to win. So, sadly, the first game of Duels and Deck Profiles today is an L. But, honestly, I'm not too mad about it. I'm mad that we basically didn't draw a single Kozmo outside the Kozmo town, which can happen with this deck. I'm not going to lie, it can happen. We play a lot of ways to get to them, but we won't always draw them. But seeing that deck was actually pretty cool, and I'm actually kind of happy to see that Despian Dark Lords is actually a really, really solid deck. So that was the first game though, guys. Let's actually go on to the next game though, to see if we can actually win some games this episode. Alright, next game. Let's see what we got. You2. And let's see if we can... So, we've drawn a good hand. We've drawn Tin Can, Extravagance, Dark Destroyer. We've opened a pretty good going first hand. So we're going to banish 6. And we're going to draw 2. We drew E-Telly. That's a very nice draw, but we're not going to need it yet. So we're going to go ahead and normal summon the Tin Can. We're going to set the Imper, the Judgment, and the TT. I'm going to pass it. So, end phase, we go ahead and use the Tin Can effect. which will reveal us 3 Kozmo cards. And because we've already got the Dark Destroyer and the E-Tele, I'm just going to go ahead and, you know what, we still reveal Dark Destroyer. We're still going to reveal the, you know, we'll keep the Dark Lady, we'll reveal the Forerunner, and I feel like revealing Straw Man. What should give me the Straw Man out of spite? Oh, gives me Dark Destroyer, okay. Feels like every time with a Kozmo player, no matter what you reveal, you're going to get the Dark Destroyer. Like, no matter what, it's going to happen. So, we've got the Tin Can. Pretty good. He has 6 cards in hand. Now, we've got a Monster Pop, guaranteed. We've got a board wipe. We've got a negate, and we've got another negate here. And he plays Amazoness Fighter. Okay. And he's going to reveal Amazoness Tiger. Interesting. Alright, let's see what happens with this. Sets 1 card. Alright. Huh. What's he going to do with this? King of the Swamp. Alright. Interesting. That's polymerization. Huh. Is he gonna fusion? Okay, so he's gonna try a poly. I'm gonna imperm the column. Because it prevents the polymerization. Stopping him from fusion summoning, which is good. What can he do now? He knows I have the Dark Destroyer. I can OTK him next turn. Yeah, I think he loses. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use Tin Can. Banish it, summon out the Dark Destroyer. Dark Destroyer effect triggers, we'll pop the Amazoness Fighter. And then I'm pretty sure I win. And we drew Gloucester as well, so yeah, I have no worries here. So we're just gonna OTK him. So we're gonna go battle. Dark Destroyer will attack his little tiger. And activate emergency teleport. Summon out the Farm Girl. Attack with the Farm Girl. It's 15. We're going to use Farm Girl's effect. Pay the 500. Search out another Dark Destroyer. Right? Yep. We're going to use the Farm Girl's effect. Popping itself. Summoning out the Dark Destroyer. Dark Destroyer will trigger. Popping the other Dark Destroyer. We'll then trigger the Dark Destroyer's effect, which is going to summon us a Straw Man from the deck. And then we're going to deal 500. 3,000. And then Straw Man, banish, summon out the Dark Destroyer. By using Dark Destroyer effect to kill the other Dark Destroyer. Then trigger the Dark Destroyer, summon out the Dark Lady. And then we attack again. Yeah, so that was a Kozmo OTK. Like, we were up against Amazonists, which was an interesting one. The guy said GG, we'll give him a quick GG back. So that was game 2, the second game we've played with this deck, and honestly, not bad. Interesting deck we played against. Like, the game was interesting, as I was about to say, but yeah, really interesting. Like, I didn't expect it, but that's how you can Kozmo OTK at least, so I showed you that, which is pretty good. But let's actually go on to the last game of the video and see what we can do in the last game, and hopefully get a W. Alright guys, last game. Let's see what happens. W's, losses, let's go. And we lost the rock, paper, scissors. God damn it. But we opened a playable hand. Okay, so we got a playable hand here. And he starts off with a Prosperity. What is he playing? I expect something relevant. So he goes Pot Prosperity. Pot Prosperity is going to banish 6 cards of his choice. He's going to activate the top 6. No, yeah, so 6 cards. Droplets. Dogmatica. Okay, so he's playing Dogmatica Invoked. So, meta, who would have thought? And he has the droplets. Okay, so he's already got the Alistair then, most likely. Or he's already got an Idea Servant and all that stuff. Yeah, so he's got the Alistair. Summons the Alistair. Okay. Summons the Alistair. Alistair gets the Invocation. He's probably going to go into an Almirage, then into a Secure Gardener. There we go. Caught it. Cool. Then Invocation goes ahead and makes Mechaba. Okay, there's the Mechaba. Invocation puts that back. Then he's got the actual negate. Then he's going to go ahead and use Ecclesia effect. Let's go ahead and summon itself, and he's going to get a free search of probably a punishment, I would say. No, he's going to add the Maximus. Oh, we get... Oh, they're nice, nice, dude. Okay. You see, this is why we put all these extra deck cards in our deck. So he uses his Maximus. Thanks, dude. Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah, dude, you can have your clone effect. Churning 1. Churning 2. Target your Mechaba. It's pretty good, right? Like, this is the exact reason why we played this. I'm very happy with this. And now we get our Mechaba as well. Pretty good. Pretty good right there. Like, there was nothing wrong with that. Fine. So he sends an Ash Blossom. So he has no Ashes now from the looks of it. He goes in and sets 1 card. That's obviously the Schism. And he says another card, which I don't know what it is. And he has the Alistair in hand. End phase, the Ironclad's going to trigger. He's already used the Mechaba, so he might as well just negate this. We'll discard the Straw Man, because I can Monster Reborn it back as well. Negate that. And we draw for turn, and we drew a Kozmo Town. Okay, not bad, not bad. So what we're going to do, I think, is we are going to... I think I'm going to activate the Kozmo Town. Yeah, I'm going to use the Kozmo Town, see if it has a response to it. Okay, he doesn't have a response. That's good for me. Like, he's got the Schism, so I don't really know if I want to try and play into the Schism. I think I know how I want to play this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Battle Phase attack the Mechaba. He attempts to use the Mechaba, he attempts to use the Alistair, I guess? No. Actually, no, we're just going to set the strike. We're going to normal summon the Tin Can. Yeah. This can't be destroyed by battle with monster special summon from the X deck. And I think from there, I'm just going to pass turn. And if he tries to do anything at the end of the main phase, then it's going to be attempted to summon the Winder. If he attempts to summon the Winder, that's fine. So let's see. And he goes straight to the end phase. Nice. So we go Tin Can effect. If he attempts to negate it, then I'm just going to negate it with the Mechaba. And then next turn I can revive the Slip Rider with the Monster Reborn. Okay, pretty good. I feel pretty confident with what we have here. So is the Tin Can going to resolve? That's the question. And he uses a bit in droplets. What's it going to send? Because I might just negate that. Yeah, I think I'm going to... What? What? Why can I negate? Droplets only prevents negation from what it sends. Yeah, I don't understand. Why couldn't I negate that? Well, that's weird. Okay. Huh. Alright then. Well, in the standby, I'm gonna go use Tin Can then. No, actually, I won't use the tin can. I'll hold it. I'll hold out. I'll hold out. Because he's gonna normally Alistair. No. No. I actually do want to keep the strike. And if he attempts to negate with his Mecha Bar, yeah. Yeah. Cool. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. I feel safe. I'm not gonna lie. He's got the Schism set, so that's a thing. I can go bigger than a window. When he makes the construct, it's not the best, but it's all good in the end. So he's gonna go ahead. No. Oh no! I messed up. What's he gonna send? What's he gonna send? I messed up. No! Oh, I should have chained it. Because at least then I could have used the... Oh. Okay. It's not the end of the world. Because I can still draw cards that can let me play the game. This really does suck. Just really suck. Okay, we'll see what happens. It's normal chains at this point. Okay, draw for turn. Okay. I feel good with this. So, how am I gonna play it? I'm gonna... How am I gonna play this? I'm going to... Normal summon? Then... I'm gonna go... Battle phase. I want to try and force out the schism here. Good. I'm gonna go ahead and activate the Farmgirl's effect. I'm gonna summon the Slip Rider. I'm gonna use the Slip Rider to pop the Schism. So he can no longer use that, but he gets it back when the construct dies. Then we're gonna go ahead and attack with the Slip Rider. We're gonna main phase 2. We're gonna use the Kozmo Town to get the Farm Girl back. And then we're going to go ahead and use the Kozmo Town to shuffle away the Farm Girl and hopefully draw a Kozmo monster. No, Strike will do, actually. Because if he draws an Alistair, we have an out with the Alistair. And he has to attack the Slip Rider to deal with it. And then I can just add back the Slip Rider. Okay, what's his hand? What's he got? No, he just goes Battle Phase. Cool, so I get to start looping. Okay, so Construct's going to kill the Slip Rider. I take no damage. Slip Rider effect. We're gonna go summon a Tinker. Ooh, I'm now a bit worried. I'm a bit on edge. Okay, so we use the Tin Can. Tin Can's gonna pay 500. We're gonna reveal a Dark Destroyer, a Forerunner, and a Dark Lady. Okay, I got the Forerunner. That's pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and use the Tin Can effect. I'm going to summon the Forerunner. So during the standby phase, I'll gain 1,000 life points back as well. And we drew the... That's dumb. We drew the Cosmojo. That is actually insane. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and use the Cosmo Town, add back the Tin Can. We lose 100, but it's fine. Then we're going to go ahead and set the Cosmojo. We're going to normal the Tin Can. And we're just going to pass. End phase, we'll pay 500 for the Tin Can. And we'll reveal a Dark Destroyer, Town, and Farm Girl. What do we get? I don't really care what I get, to be honest. It's not the biggest thing. It's just like what the potential of what we could get can be somewhat insane. Like if we get the Dark Destroyer, we are in the nuts. We have the nuts if we get the Dart Destroyer. If we get the Farm Girl or the Kozmo, we got the Dart Destroyer, and he surrendered. Yeah, because pretty much from that point onwards, all we were going to do was, well, literally next turn, we have the Kozmo Joe to banish any of his cards. We have the Tin Can on board to banish itself, to summon out the Dart Destroyer to destroy its construct. We have 5/8 damage there, and also if I also I can summon out a Farm Girl from the deck to get more damage there as well. And we have a Storm Strike event, so I don't think there was any way we were losing that game. I don't think there was a single way we were going to lose that game. But guys, that has been this episode of Duels and Deck Profiles. You guys voted for Kozmo. This is the list. I'll be honest, the deck isn't the most consistent deck out there. Kozmo's is a very hard deck to make super consistent in multiple different ways. But the deck is still really fun to play. The deck is still really cool. It has a lot of interactions. It's able to OTK, as you saw in the second duel that we actually played. And honestly, it's just a lot of fun to play, guys. But hopefully you did enjoy this episode of Duels and Deck Profiles. I'll see you guys in the next one. Robot1 signing out. Honestly, Star Wars, the archetype, it's pretty good, guys. I just really enjoy it.